Hi, I'm Geoff Buys Cars, and this is my first ever drive in an MGB GT. So I'll show you the car and talk you through why I've got it today. Now, it doesn't belong to me, it belongs to my master mechanic, Luke. The story as to why Luke got the car will be later in the video, but it's absolutely beautiful. He messaged me the other day and said, I've got a lovely MGB. Any ideas how I can sell it? I said, well, I've never driven one of those. Why don't I have a little go in it and put it on the channel and see if any of my subscribers would like to buy it? So this MGB is actually for sale. And if you take a look at it, it's just lovely. Ragtop roof, red leather, doesn't come with the hat. It's just a beautiful little thing, and I've never really driven one. So Luke's taken my Peugeot partner Quicksilver for an MOT, and I'm going to take this for a little run. So would you like to jump in with me and we'll go for a little run in an MGB GT? Well, you don't have a choice if you're watching this video, because that's exactly what we're going to do. So jumping in, I've got these lovely, comfortable seats. Slide under the big wheel. We are barefoot, of course. Key in the middle here. Let's get the door closed on that little handle. That's just there. Lovely little thing. I've got a lap belt, so I'll put my lap belt on. Right, all my controls and everything are over here. He says the rev meter is a little bit optimistic, so that's not running quite right, but I'll talk you through in a minute the stuff that Luke would do if he was going to keep this car. As I say, it is for sale. Offers around about £5,000, and I think it's just a lovely little thing. Let's get that hat out of the way. Look at it. It's so nice. Got the big ragtop roof as well. So let's fire her up. Starts on the button. Idles absolutely beautifully. This is a lovely thing. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. Right, let's change the camera angle a bit. Now, I don't need to tell you the history of the MGB. There's loads of other channels that do stuff like that. What I do want to do is just tell you what this is like to drive if you've never had one before. As I said, mostly, you know from watching my channel, I like newer cars. I've had a few older cars. Obviously, I've had the Hillman Minx, had the Renault 10, but I've never driven an MGB. This one is pretty mechanically sorted, and it's just very original. When I was chatting with Luke, basically said that what this car needs is just somebody to love it. It needs to go to a few car shows, and it needs to be enjoyed on sunny days. It doesn't need a full restoration. Yes, there's bits that you can improve on it, but there would be no point spending £10,000 repainting it. It wants to be loved, and it wants to be enjoyed. What I like about it, I mean, I've worked in and around the classic car industry for ages now, and MGBs are just everywhere. I'm not sure I've seen one in such a nice specification. So we've got the beautiful green paintwork, so we try and get around this lorry. We've got beautiful green paintwork, the red leather is lovely, and then the huge open roof as well. It's a great proposition as a very usable classic car. To drive, it's quite lovely. I can't believe I've overlooked these cars for so long, but the reason I've overlooked them, as I said, is just because they are everywhere, and it's a bit of a cliche, isn't it? Oh, I've got a classic car. What have you got? I've got an MGB. Everybody's got an MGB. Now I can understand why, because they're flipping lovely. I am a big fan. The brakes are perhaps a little bit spongy. You sort of want to pump them a little bit, but again, that's one of the things that Luke said he would do if he was keeping it long term, is just go over the brakes, redo the brakes. So fresh brake lines and make sure everything's working as well as it can be. But as I said, it's ready to go. It starts on the button. It sounds fantastic. It idles beautifully. Don't need to use the choke or anything like that, although it is pretty warm at the minute. It's just a lovely, presentable car. This red interior is gorgeous. Up here, I'll show you in a little bit more detail. There you go, we are just at the hallowed ground of Shelsley, Walsh, one of my favourite destinations, not only to film videos but also to attend. They've got their Classic Nostalgia coming up, which if you haven't been before is an absolutely superb event. So I'll jump out of the car and show you a little bit more of this lovely MG. So this is normally the members parking field, but as you can see it's all sheep at the minute, and then the hill climb itself runs off and up into the distance and up into those trees. Absolutely beautiful location. As I say, Classic Nostalgia coming up in a few weeks' time in July is a highlight of the year. This car is absolutely divine. It's just lovely. Got a nice, you know, plenty big enough boot. Look at that. You do a bit of touring with that, no worries. So 1967, is it, on an E? Or is that a 19? Yeah, no, it might be a 66 actually. Might be a 1966. It was an early one, so it's known as a chrome bumper. And I think if the asking price on this is only around £5,000, that's very reasonable for a very presentable car. It's beautiful. Pop-out windows, front and rear. So these windows pop out, as do these. The chrome is in fantastic condition. You've got a few little spots on the bodywork, but that's because it's lived a life. Not quite sure whether this is the, you know, the original paint. But again, you don't want to over restore a car. You want a car that can be used and enjoyed and loved without worrying too much about the cosmetics of it. People get lost in the details when they overdo it. Let's see if we can pop the bonnet and I'll show you. This is a lovely little thing. And that colour, fantastic. I'm showing the depth of my MG knowledge now. I can't actually work out how to pop the bonnet, so I'm not going to show you the engine, but rest assured there's an engine in there. And I'm pretty sure it's something like 1767cc. Is it 1800cc in these MGs? I don't know. There's better YouTube channels for telling you the full geeky details on the MGB. I just wanted to tell you about this one specifically. So it's got lots and lots of history, and in fact I'll edit in the clip of Luke explaining this car just now, because he explains it much better than I do, and I'll jump back in and take it back because I haven't got this car for very long. Go on, I know you don't like being on camera. What is the beautiful backstory that you were about to tell me?
It's a family owned, and the granddaughter ended up inheriting it.
Yeah.
And now they're not going to have space for it.
Yeah.
And it needs to go to somebody who's going to love, cherish it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it needs.
Yeah.
It doesn't want to just go to somebody that's going to try and, you know, bling it up and flip it and double it. It just wants to go to somebody that's going to cherish it, wants to keep it, use it. It's usable. It's a lovely,
it's a beautiful spec.
It is.
So what year is it? A 68, 7?
I can dig out all the paperwork for you, but it's got an incredible history file with it.
Really?
Absolutely beautiful history file. It's most recently it's had a good lump of money spent at it with Richard Hammond's smallest car.
Oh right, okay.
I've got the paperwork for that, and they've done a lot to it. Don't get me wrong, the car's not concourse in any way, shape or form, but you could go and use that this weekend.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
That's what you want.
And it's
That's
not
what we
rotten
keep saying.
It's
yeah.
usable. It's a usable classic.
That's a lovely colour as well. You don't see them in this green. I wasn't expecting you to turn up. You said you were coming in an MGB. I was not expecting green.
I've been pleasantly surprised by the car. I really enjoyed bringing it in.
And ragtop roof.
The roof's the best bit for me.
Lovely interior.
Yeah.
Oh, this is really nice. Yeah. I've got all the time in the world for this. Mechanically very good then.
I mean,
it's one of your, well, it's been with you, so it must be.
You could spend another 500 quid, a grand on it if you really wanted to go mad. But
yeah.
We're not trying to do that with this.
Yeah.
I'd like it to go to an owner that's going to tinker with it.
Yeah.
And cherish it, and that's what it needs. What
is the asking price?
Well,
for anyone who's watching on YouTube.
If you look around, the prices there all over the place. What we're looking for is some honest, decent offers on it. It needs to be aiming sort of around about the £5 mark. Yeah, okay, so around about 5. If I park it in that barn, cover it in dust, maybe put some more dents in it, you might get twice that. Well, the thing is, but this is the thing, I was looking at one of these down at the barn find the other day that looked absolutely knackered. It looked like it needed so much work. Yeah. And I was thinking that's going to be a 200 quid car, and it made 1,200 quid. Yeah, so you could buy something that is a 3-year project for 1,200, or this for around 5, that is ready to go for Classic Nostalgia, which is coming up in a couple of weeks' time at Shelsley. Lovely. Yeah.
I have to admit, I'm feeling a bit silly now for overlooking the MGB for so long. I don't like the rubber bumper ones. But these early chrome bumper cars, they're just gorgeous, and they're a key part of automotive history in Great Britain. You know, we made this car, this country that has just had its worst year of automotive production since 1949, made this glorious, gorgeous little coupe. Staggering, isn't it? It's absolutely staggering what has happened to the UK car industry. But there we go. That is what's happened. Took me a minute to work out the seatbelt. What a beautiful car. So if you'd like to buy this MGB from Luke, who's currently got my Peugeot partner, which is not as lovely, then you can contact me on geoffboyscars@gmail.com and I'll put you in touch. And if you do, then keep in touch, and I'd love to know what you do with it. I'd love for someone to buy this car and actually use it. What it wants is a vintage roof rack and a European tour. You can insure it with Cherished Vehicle Insurance Services, the same way I insure all my cars. Speak to Ian or Alex or any of the other members of the team. Sound like I'm doing an advert, but I'm not. I just hate insurance companies, and I found one that I actually like dealing with. That's quite a big deal. So you phone them up and stuff just gets done. And you can, you know, get them on the phone, and you can email real people, and you don't feel like you're part of like some gigantic corporate mega structure and you don't matter. That's what I like about Cherished Vehicle Insurance. So I've got my cars on a multi-car policy, so you can have your classics on there. I think I've got 5 or 6 cars on there at the moment, and you can cover your whole fleet with Cherished. And they love stuff like this. This is their bread and butter. I mean, this is the bread and butter of the classic car industry, isn't it? It's an MGB, it's a flat cap, it's everything about what we like, about old England. So get yourself an MGB, go to a car boot sale, get yourself to a local classic car show, and then go for a pub lunch. That's what summer's about. That and barbecues and beaches and enjoying the countryside. Oh, in the old-fashioned way, you know. Just get yourself a little picnic hamper. Cheese and pickle, nice sandwiches, flat cap, MGB, and a glass of warm beer. That's a myth. We don't like drinking warm beer in this country. A cold beer. Maybe a ginger ale. I think that's the end of the video. I tell you what, this is a sorted little car. Very, very drivable. Oh. Yeah. Oh, motorbikes coming out of nowhere. They've both got drawn on paper number plates. I mean, listen to that. Power, to use that old cliche. It's just a nice thing. And there we go, that is the end of my time with an MGB, and I have to say, I can't believe I've overlooked these cars for so long. The fact that you can buy such a nice classic car for around about the £5,000 mark, and you can get a cheaper one if you buy one not as nice. I'm just saying I really liked it.
It's one of them new electrical ones, is that?
It's one of them new... Well, the thing is, right?
I've not seen one of these MGs before. It's one of them new electrical ones from China, is that?
the thing is, no,
They gone old school, have they gone retro with those ones, have they?
But the thing is, you make a really good point, right?
Oh, do I?
You do. At no point during that little run out
Yeah.
did I go over 55 mile an hour.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell you what the 0 to 60 is.
Yeah.
How many cars do they sell based on their 0 to 60 time and how fast they are?
Is it 5 now?
5. 4 or 5. But all this modern stuff, it's all sold on, oh, I can do 0 to 60 in this. I didn't even reach 60.
No.
They're all missing the point.
Yeah.
This is lovely. And you know I'm not a British car person because you took the mick. And you were like,
You
oh,
on video?
I'm videoing there, look.
Wow.
Yeah. 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 When Luke dropped this off, Phil basically said, "Yeah, Geoff, you're going to have to do your very best impression as the fact that you actually like British cars." Because it's quite well known. But it's because I spent too long working in the industry.
We need some of them.
Hey?
We need some of them for the camper.
Oh, we'll have those. You won't notice.
No, it won't.
No.
No.
It's really nice.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
There's got to be a reason why they're popular.
Yeah.
And why there was loads of them and why the Yanks love them.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
It can't just be, you know.
But isn't that a shame that, like, we dominated the world with the MGB?
Massive shame. We also empired it, didn't we?
Well, that was a problem.
So,
Can't apologise for that anymore.
no.
They did that at Glastonbury.
Did they?
Well, probably.
Well,
I wasn't there.
no.
Didn't want to be.
It's best not to talk about any of that, isn't it?
We just sound like a couple of old men now saying that everything in the past was better than everything that's now.
Well, I have thought that. Even yesterday, I thought, oh, it might have been earlier on.
Yeah.
Just thinking,
When we were doing it earlier.
Is it just that we're old?
Is it just that we're old?
Or is it just that you get to an age where you see through everything that is new?
I was thinking this yesterday, right? So this kid on the beach with his really loud speaker yesterday, and I eventually went and had a word with him.
Oh, did you? What word did you have?
I said, do you think you could give it a rest now?
Okay.
Yeah, because his music
And
was
what was
terrible.
his answer?
He was really stoned, and I think he was a bit overwhelmed by being confronted by a man that had a machete stuck in the sand 6 foot from where he was. But the thing is, I was thinking, right, if that was me when I was like...
Were you smiling when you said it?
No, I had my angry face on. I probably terrified him. The thing
You
is...
probably had a really bad trip from then on.
Yeah. And
Massive
apparently, as he walked past the fire, when he left, he tried to kick the fire at me. I didn't see that. My kid said he'd done it.
Kick the fire?
Yeah, yeah. So he walked past the fire and went to, like, kick charcoal at my back.
Oh, right.
But I didn't see that.
Wow.
But I was thinking, right, put yourself in either of those shoes.
Literally playing with fire there.
When I was 15, 16, 17, I was the coolest man in the world, obviously.
You weren't though, were you?
But if a man had come up to me on a beach, a man that drives a Volvo had come up to me on a beach and told me to turn my music down, what would I have thought of it at the time? And I'd be thinking back all my life about the guy with the Volvo that told me to turn my music off. And I'm just wondering whether, when this lad gets older and he has kids and he's on a beach on the hottest day of the year and his day's being ruined by some youngster with their crap music being played too loud, will he look back and be like,
was it modern music?
I did that to someone once. It was like bad trance, like real bad. Like if you're playing something beachy, you know, the kind of stuff we play up here.
Yeah.
It's more universally.
You're adding to the experience.
Exactly. But where I didn't want to be is in a nightclub in Brighton.
Yeah. Unless you were in a nightclub in Brighton.
I was in Langland in Wales. So...
In which case, if you were in a nightclub in Brighton in the evening, you wouldn't want to listen to beach music.
Exactly.
So there's a time and a place.
There's a time and a place.
So maybe that's what you should have said.
There's a time. That would have been better, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would have been better than...
Maybe you should have sat him down and given him the speech you just gave me.
Don't get this on other YouTube channels, do you? You do not get this on other YouTube channels.
Right, we'll have these off, straight on the back of yours.
We need those, yeah.
Right.
And the door cards for the caddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've just realised,
Yeah.
this is red.
Yeah.
The Austin was red.
Yeah.
Your 850 is red.
Yeah.
Sid is red.
Yeah. The Mini is almost red.
There's a pattern, isn't there?
There is, yeah. Why are all the commercial vehicles I buy red?
Well, they're the ones you tend to keep.
Yeah.
You didn't keep the Austin.
No, but the Austin financed the caddy, so that's all right. Low battery. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of what I don't even know what that video was, which is me driving an MGB and enjoying it. Thanks for watching.